Hi guys, Ember here. Welcome to episode 3 of my Minecraft Bedrock Survival Let's Play. So I'm hanging out here above our slime pit that I told you guys I had dug out in our last episode. There's something extremely satisfying to me about coming down here and smacking these slimes with my sword. So yes, we are going to build a farm out of this, but until then I'm kind of enjoying this part. So I was thinking about this. Schmack, 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 schmack. I was thinking about this and about how ugly these just ditches are that we have to build sometimes. And trying to decide what I wanted to do with this slime pit in this world. And I was thinking, well, it's so ugly already. Why don't I just make it even uglier? So that's the plan. I decided I'm going to decorate this in the most hideous fashion I can think of. So with that said, I think we're going to start with purple wool for the floor. So let's get that put in, and I'll be right back. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty bad. I'm inspired though. Let's go take a nap first, and then I think I have an idea. We need more wool. Definitely need more wool. Let's see what kind of wool I have going right now. Pink and green. Let's see, how many sheep do I have of each? Oh, okay, good. I have green going. Okay, perfect. Those will work. Let's start building here. So while I'm starting to build, let me tell you a little bit about how I do these recordings and what my mindset is on these episodes. Basically, I don't really do anything in creative. The only thing that I've done in creative where I take a copy of this world and put it in creative is look at the house. Because it is a more complicated 3D structure, obviously. I do design that and lay that out in creative. But these types of things where I'm doing designing and that you'll see as we go through and I'm laying out the different things that I will be making mistakes because I'm not testing these somewhere else. This design that I decided to use for the slime farm, I actually drew out on graph paper and kind of laid it out that way, and I'm just replicating it the best I can from memory. So I might get it right, I might not, but I don't mind redoing things if I get it wrong. So the reason I do that, and even in the tutorials, you'll notice that I will be doing the tutorials in survival. And the reason that I do that is I noticed when I've tried following other videos, I understand why people do the videos in survival. It does make it more streamlined, but it also makes it a little bit more complicated when you're trying to replicate it in survival, because you can't just fly around to place blocks the way that you can in creative. So I decided when I decided to do this channel that in my Let's Play and in my tutorials that we would be doing everything in the survival mode. That way I'm in the right mindset to build it in the easiest way possible for viewers that are going to follow my tutorials to go ahead and build themselves. So you'll notice, like when we do builds, we build basically from the ground up. I don't, build, for example, the fish farm tutorial that I did. I don't build the platform and then go back down and build the kill chamber, because I'm using that to keep bringing myself up higher in the world and to actually count up and everything. So it's not better than anybody else doing it or the same tutorial being done in creative necessarily. It's just different. It's the way that I choose to do it. So hopefully you all enjoy that, and if you have any comments on it, just let me know. That's what the comment section is for. But with that said, that's why I do, all of it that way. And we're getting kind of close here. Let me finish up another line or two, and we'll jump down and see how this build is looking. Make sure I'm on the right track with it, because again, I'm doing it from memory. Let's go ahead and, I think I got that wrong. It doesn't help that I talk and do things at the same time, I guess. Yeah, let's hop down here and check to see how we're doing. Oh, perfect. Okay, that's coming out right. And there we go. The perfectly ugly Argyle wall. Let's finish this all the way around. And voila, there we go. A perfectly hideous slime farm chamber. So now that we got all that fun decorating out of the way, let's talk about how this farm actually works. We're going to come back through here. This tunnel and the door that you probably noticed in the earlier clip lead to our basement under our house. So there's our basement there. If we come down this way, we come to the floor of this slime farm chamber. So here's what we did. You can see I'm at level 31 on the Y coordinate. You don't have to even dig down quite that far. You can go to 35 or so, and that's enough, because the slime will spawn up to level 40. So under this wool that we put down, I have our collection system already in place, and that is a minecart rail that runs under the entirety of this floor. And the reason that I ran it under the entirety is because this isn't getting set up with the iron golems in the wall, which is what you typically see. Now we're going to do this in a much easier way. And that is with simple iron golem. Which I already have hanging right here. So this iron golem I stole from the nether. We had wandered away from the village into the nether. So I didn't even have to waste the iron to build him. So talk about simple and cheap. Alright. So now that we have him down, let's go up back to our platform, which is our AFK platform. Not only is this cheaper, it's definitely more entertaining to watch. Oh, especially when I fall. Let's try that again. So let's watch this guy, because you don't need to put him in a cage in the wall to protect him. The slimes are no match for the iron golem. as they spawn, he just takes them out. I have done hours of testing on this, and I have not seen the slime damage him once. The only thing that I have seen damage him is occasionally I'll have the raid patrols spawn down there, and they'll do a couple hits of damage before he takes them out. But the slime, nothing. And the great thing about this is now you're not digging all the way down to bedrock and then building platforms, because we're not trying to get all of the cave spawns. We don't need them. So you don't need to light up the caves and do all of that. You do need to light your surface stuff out the simulation distance that you have your game set on. So mine is on 4 chunks, so I have to light up 4 chunks away from this. But I mean, just look at that. He just annihilates these things. So let's watch here and see when he gets, hopefully a big one will spawn, so you can see that even with those he has no issue. So in all of the testing and building and messing around in this area, this is my original iron golem. I have not had to replace him. So it's easier because you're not digging down to bedrock. All you have to do is dig down to level 35 or so and then build your collection system. You also don't need the platforms. As I said, we're not doing the cave spawning. So just with the surface spawns, the rates on this, oh good, we've got a big one here. The rates on this are just under 8 stacks per hour of slime that you get from this. So a much easier way to do this than the ones I've seen anyway. Okay, so that was fun watching, but let's move on to the other things that we're going to be doing today. So one thing I want to show you is our item sorter that I've started. With building that farm and doing the digging in that farm and working on clearing our area, I like having the item sorter started pretty early so that I can just dump the mining materials into it. So this is the sorter that we're using. Now, I didn't design this, so I don't want to go through the way that it's set up, but I will link the video that I used in the description below. I used Rogue Fox's item sorter. I've tried a lot of different ones, and I find this one the most user-friendly to be able to just keep lining these up. It's easy to expand. I don't have to redo anything when I expand it, so it's just a very user-friendly system that he designed. So thank you, Rogue Fox, appreciate that. And as I said, I'll link his video down in the description. So what I have set up here is because the sorters are not overly reliable, and it's not the design, it's just sorters in general on Bedrock aren't overly reliable. So I have a couple set up just to give it a better chance to catch the material. So a couple for each material. So I have stone, cobblestone, dirt, diorite, all of those are set up here in this sorter system. And what that does for us is when I am clearing an area. Hi buddy, what do you have today? Oh, you have blue ice. Oh, we don't need the slime. I have been buying that stuff from him. Let's see if we have any gems. Yes, I am easily sidetracked. Let's see if I have any gems down here. Oh, I do, good. Alright, let's get the blue ice first. We'll see what we have left over. Okay, 16, that gives us enough to buy all of the red sandstone that we can buy, so we'll do that. Perfect, thanks. Alright. So the way that I have this set up is I have a hopper line that runs down to the basement from this chest here. So as I'm clearing and doing the terraforming, I can just drop all of my materials into this chest and that filters down through the hopper system into that item sorter. So I can use it later, but it saves me a lot of time. So I highly recommend setting up something like that in your world. So what we're working on now is getting this area cleared. We already did the lighting and that, but we're going to clear this area a little bit more for our next video, because our next video is going to be a tutorial on the iron farm that I designed. So I want to put that right back here, and it presents a little bit of a challenge that I'm putting it by the house, because I don't want the house to be considered a village. So I have to make sure I'm far enough away for that to happen, and we'll talk about all of those mechanics later. But that's why I'm working on the clearing and everything here. So you can see I've already sectioned off, and I'm not going to have you watch me do the clearing in the recording, but I've already sectioned off everything here. So let me go ahead and get some more of this cleared, and I'll be back. Well, I think I'm done clearing for now. You can see I got quite a bit done. I'm pushing all of the land back, or clearing all of the land back to the next natural dip in the land. So it's not going to be quite uniform as to how far I'm pushing everything back. Like this section's already done back to a lake over there. This will go back to the river over there. And then this goes off into the woods, so it'll just go back to a natural dip, but it'll still be land. But what we're trying to do is make enough empty area for us to put sections in. So this section back here is our slime farm down there, with a camel that apparently decided to visit. And I'm going to put the other AFK farms back here, so I can have 4 of them basically. I could have more, but I'll probably just do the 4, where I can AFK in the center and still have all 4 farms going. So the slime farm will be one, and then over here will be the iron farm. I already kind of counted out to the center. These farms don't all have to be chunk lined. The slime farm does, obviously, because it's a slime chunk. The iron farm does not, but anytime I'm using mine carts, I try to keep it chunk lined, just because I don't want the mine cart with hopper to disappear. So I just try to kind of be in the habit of doing chunk lined farms anyway. It's just easier. Well guys, that's all the time we have for today's episode. I hope that you have enjoyed keeping things simple with me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.